Government officials have arrived at the scene where a scholar bus collided with a train in Mpumalanga. Minister of Basic Education Siviwe Gwarube, Deputy Minister of Transport Mkhuleko, Hlengwa, Mpumalanga MEC for Education Cathy, Dlamini, and MEC for Community Safety and Security Liaison Macie earlier visited the Morelig Combined School in Wonderfontein near Middelburg to engage school management. Learning and teaching has been disrupted at the school following the deaths of 6 learners killed in the crash yesterday. For more on the bus crash story, I'm joined by Hlengwa Mabasa. She's been covering the story on the ground for us. A very good afternoon, Hlengwa. Of course, you have, indicated to us that officials are at the scene, and no doubt you have them to speak to. It's over to you.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to our viewers. Yes, I can confirm that they are all here. They've arrived. As you know, we've been waiting for them ever since in the morning, but just not to waste any more time, because they still have to move and visit the families, visit the hospital, and check the situation on the ground. I'm just going to quickly bring in the Minister of Basic Education just to tell us and just to react as to what actually happened here. Good afternoon, welcome to the SABC. Let's jump right into it, Minister. From what you see here, what is your reaction?
Look, I think firstly, our deepest condolences to the families that have lost loved ones. I think life lost, particularly one of young children, is something that we don't take lightly, and it's something that's deeply concerning. It was very important for me to come and support the MEC as she's going to be undertaking visits to the families so that we can go and convey our condolences. And of course, this is a horrific accident, and scholar transport becomes and remains a particularly a concerning part for us in the education system, because in as much as it may not be our core business, but these are people who are transporting learners that are going to our schools, and so it is deeply affecting and it is deeply concerning. But we will make sure on our side that we provide psychosocial support to not only the learners but also to the educators of these learners from the school, and I will be walking with the MEC to go straight to the families.
You know, Minister, I understand that you are new in the portfolio, but with Mpumalanga specifically, there are issues of scholar transport, but an accident of this kind, it's the first of its kind in the province. There are other issues where they will be complaining about scholar transport, not everyone being able to reach it, but in this regard, because we are told that the driver of the said transport, the driver who was driving this transport, is said to have been it's alleged that he was under the influence of alcohol. When we visited the school, the learners who sometimes use this transport actually did confirm that every time when they drive in that specific bus, the one that we see there, the specific driver, because this is a driver that was driving them every day, they could see him drink, they could see him smoking dagga, they could see him doing awful things. And yesterday, one of the learners who uses that transport, yesterday felt like he doesn't want to use the transport. So he decided to use other means of transport. So he was saying that everything that I'm saying to you, he's the one who was telling us. And that specific transport is always overload. What do you have to say?
Look, the reality here is that this is a concurrent function for us. This is a concurrent function with other departments, and this is why it is always important that, and always I emphasize the fact that it's not to deliver a quality education product to our learners, where they are safe to attend school, where they're able to learn in a safe environment, where they're able to get to school safely. We have to work with departments. We've got here the Department of Transport, and we've got the Deputy Minister of Transport, because some of these things, particularly the enforcement of the rules of the road and the enforcement of observing the road regulations fall within transport. But as a government, it's important that we work together to make sure that the rules of the road are obeyed, that scholar transport and all other cars on the road are roadworthy, that whoever is certified to be a scholar transport provider is somebody that has been certified through the department that's responsible for that. And ours is to make sure that we provide a schooling environment that is sound and that is safe. And so it's not good enough to simply say we education, all we do is provide a service. That's why it's important, and I'm heartened to see government leaders here from the local level, from local government, provincial government and national government, because the only way we can protect our children is if we work together. And that is why that becomes very, very important. And I take the point, and I would not want to delve into the circumstances around the accident because I think it's subject to still an investigation, but it's something that we are really, really need to tighten our processes around to make sure we're working much closer together with transport, with the local providers of learner transport, because we cannot keep losing learners to these kind of accidents that could have potentially been avoided. And we need to make sure that even traffic enforcement, local law enforcement can see and identify hotspots where accidents are prone to happen, so that we can make sure that we are essentially bolstering our efforts to keep our children safe on the road.
Just the last one before I let it go, because I know you still have to visit the hospital and the families because of time. What then happens with a specific school? Because learners are traumatized, teachers are traumatized. What is the plan of action? Are they still going to school? Classes are they suspended? What is the plan?
I've spoken to the MEC and she's explained that for the next 2 days school has been suspended, but also it's important, and this is where we come in as a department, that psychosocial support will be given not only to the learners in the various classrooms but to the learners in the school, but also to educators. I think sometimes we forget the impact that deaths like this have on educators, because educators are not just delivering a service, they start to care about learners, they bond with learners. And so it's also important, as we're looking after the learners themselves, that we're also looking after the educators and making sure that we're giving them the support that they need. This particular school, those children are going to, there's a particular school that's going to be opened recently in the area, and so they'll be moving to the school that is nearby. But for the time being, our focus is making sure that we're giving them as much support as possible and that we're lending our support to the families.
Thank you so much, Minister. Thank you for your time. Just to not waste any more time, I will welcome the MEC of Health in the province, Mr. Sekani Manzini, because she's been to the hospital visiting those learners, I think 19 learners that are injured, because yesterday we were talking about 20 learners that were injured, but because the number now from the ones that have passed on moved from 5 to 6, meaning now we have 19 learners that are in the hospital, and we are told that 2 of them are still in a critical condition. But not to delve much into it, let's welcome the MEC of Health in the province, Sekani Manzini, just to tell us the situation as is with regards to learners. Good afternoon, MEC, and welcome to the SABC.
Afternoon to you and to the viewers at home.
I understand that you come from the hospital, you visited the learners. Please tell us, what is the status as we speak? Is the number still at 6 of those who passed on, and those who are injured, how are they doing?
I can confirm that I'm from the hospital, and Middelburg Hospital received 13 learners, and out of that 6 were discharged, and we are currently having 7. And out of the 7, we can confirm that 3 are critical, and 2 are in Middelburg and 1 is in Mpumalanga. And we are working very hard with the doctors to make sure that those that are admitted are getting the necessary care. So we can confirm that these are the number of patients that we have received and that are receiving care in our facilities. And we really have also met some of the family members, also supporting them. And as a department, we'll be giving psychosocial support even where they will be going. So we'll work hand in hand with the Department of Education that they are supported. So, but we are busy working, making sure that they are given the necessary care in our 2 hospitals.
Okay, I think that's about it, MEC. We'll be talking to you throughout the course, because I think this is a situation that we need to monitor going forward to see what happens with the learners that are still in hospital. So we will be talking to you, working with you closely to actually understand and get an update with what is happening. Thank you so much, MEC.
Thank you.
There you have it. We were still on the ground. We will be visiting all these areas that they were talking about. But as you can see, still behind me, we still have the train here. The bus is still here. So we are just still monitoring the situation.
All right, Ntlamulo, thank you very much for that report there.